Cobre first up over for the team. 1 versus Lowe's Palo off the bat. Last time the Paladin did walk in and just put a full Dawnlight into Cobre. Double Dawnlight and let him melt him over time. Cobre is going to have to be very, very careful here. Does set out a bolt early on. Spell Warden immediately. Try to see if he can back away from Lowe's Palo. Technically could have tried to go for like a Reflect Hodge onto Lowe's. But I think while Spell Warden is active, he would be immune to the Hodge. Pretty sure does go for the full Hodge. That is beautiful. Lowe's Palo does go for adaptation though, so adaptation breaks him out of that his own little mistake immediately. Wall out for Cobra, stun into Lowe's Palo, does get a bubble out of him. Cobra takes a lot of his though, is gonna go for Warlike Hellstone, but look at his health already melting out of the wall. And a Hellstone, he's already sitting, his health crawling towards that 50%. Crawling slowly but surely. He's going to need something here. Mortal is available. Maybe Succubus CC to slow down Lowe's Palo. Is going to go for a Fear instead. Summoning up Syed. I don't know if that page just died. Bolt. Not going to be enough. Not going to be enough, unfortunately. I don't know if you got another port. Dark Pack coming up very, very soon. You might have to wait until your Reflect is in. I think he's just dead. Oh, no. The Dawnlight Dark Pack has no health whatsoever. Oh, my God. Dawnlight. What is that? Bayek immediately gets in with a stun, does go for a trinket, getting a blind to the Lowe's Palo is going to stun him back. Lowe's unfortunately doesn't have anything left, I don't think. Just left with none. He does play into not too high of dampening, so maybe can recover, maybe get some healing. Shield of Vengeance is nice. Bayek getting kind of low on health. Bayek with a Shield of Vengeance of his own. Lowe's Palo just needs to keep himself alive. Searing Glare is huge, so Bayek can't even use a Shield of Vengeance offensively at all. Lowe's Palo still kind of lowish on health. Blind into Bayek. I feel like maybe he could still get something out of Bayek with a stun. Next stun by Bayek, you will be able to adapt it, so you'll be maybe okay. Full Wake of Ashes. Definitely want to use it defensively too. Use it offensively. Yeah, adaptation is in. Maybe you can get yourself a little bit of healing. Bayek just trying to see if he could run you out, maybe. Lowe's Palo can't go anywhere at all. I don't think he's going to get lay on hands anytime soon, unfortunately. Yeah, try to see if he can just run away from the guy as best as he could. What's up next? Is it going to be Double Face? Is it going to be Gaussy? Curdy? Or potentially sending the rogue out? I think it is Gaussy. Looks like it is Gaussy. Bayek did end up using Spell Warden, so I guess a Boomkin, who would no longer have a Spell Warden this time around. For Gaussy, what I think he really needs, ideally, is to have a Paladin away from the pillar, so he can get himself the full, like, the grove, the trees, the Dryad, all of that all together onto Bayek, while he's got Incarnation pumping and get a couple of Starsurges in. That would ideally be the best situation for him. And Bayek right now is away from any kind of pillars. This could potentially be the play. This could potentially be the go-to. It looks like Gaussy is actually backing up out of it. Does get the trees, but doesn't go for an Incarn. Heart of the I was gonna say Heart of the Wild, but it's Hand of Freedom up for Bayek. Does go for an Incarnation. That is going to be Searing Glare, so it's going to be able to stop a lot of Gauss's damage. Gaussy bouncing in a bear form. Immediate Barkskin, got himself recovery with Heart of the Wild. The trees and the Dryad are doing a decent bit of damage. Disarm onto Bayek for a second, have himself a couple of surges. It's going to do a bit of damage, but not enough. As long as Bayek is keeping him nice and healthy, he's going to be okay. Gaussy technically could go for another go here, but it was Shield of Vengeance. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe even try to see if you can get away from the Paladin, Shadow Meld, Stealth, and just walk away from him. Catch a regrowth around the corner so he's like nowhere near. Maybe that'll be the play too. Trying to see if he can get himself out of dodge though. I don't know if he can catch a Prowl. Try to go for a Prowl. Does not get to stun. Does have a Trinket. Might have to go Heart of the Wild here really early on. Is going to be renewal. Technically lots of damage. Starsurges are flying. The Dryad. Try to see if you can land an angle around Bayek. Is able to get a bit of damage, but Gaussy just left with not a lot of health right now. Bear form, Cyclone, Bayek with a Trinket. You have Heart of the Wild, but I just don't know what you can really do in this situation. Heart is going to help you give some survivability, some defense. You have Barkskin. Incarnation coming up very, very soon. Trees are coming up also very, very soon. So maybe you could just combine Incarn with Trees again. Possibly. Gaussy does get knocked out of stealth either way, though. Heart of the Wild's still on him, so he does give him some defense. Bear form most likely does end up leaping away. Bear form, maybe a little bit of healing too. Does have a roar. Clone to follow. Maybe just regrow spam. Because he needs a lot of recovery. That downlight is going to hurt. The downlight is going to hurt. But unless you just get yourself a full reset, you are going to have to go counter pressure at some point. Got himself the full Dryad, full everything here. Blind for a second. Does Bayek himself Searing Glare. Shield of Vengeance should maybe keep him alive unless Gaussy can back away from it. Does go for a Hodge. I think it's over. I think it's over. That is unfortunate, but there's only so much you could do, man. Bai still has a bubble, so he's actually feeling kind of confident for Skirty. As long as he's okay pressing bubble, as like saving a global for a bubble at all times, he's gonna be okay. Might just hit a bubble here, actually. Woo! Lay on hands at like no health whatsoever. That is so good. I think he just had to chance that Void Rift. I think it's still a bubble angle. Yep. Curdy maybe can Master Spell it, trying to see if he can do it. Bayek breaks himself out of there. Hodge to stop Curdy from being able to heal. Try to see if he can get a disperse out of it. Probably gonna disperse. Curdy tried to see if he can live without dispersing yet. Does go for a silence on a Bayek, maybe Void Torrent. As long as he doesn't get disrupted on Shadow, I think he wins this. I think he's got it. Oh, the full volley collapsing. That is rough, man. That is so hard. I came back and there's a Paladin in my skin. Yo, I can't help it, dude. Pallies are popular. I literally can't help it. But Curdy does survive, and it looks like Double Face is going to help him get this honorable match. Is it going to be Saya next? If it is Saya, then it looks like he's letting Kirby get a full reset. That or he's not next. Is he going to let Druid go? He says go. Go, call. So Druid is going to be up next. Boomkin versus Shadow Priest. And Curdy will have Disperse, but he won't have the other defensives. Should have waited 5 seconds down. Yeah. I mean, it's rough, man. You only realize exactly what would have won you the game after it's over. But that's just how it goes sometimes, yeah. Druid immediately with a trinket. Incarnation is available. Got him some trees and everything. Curtis is going to walk away with all those pets. Still continuing to get Shadow Crashes onto Druid. Silence right after. Trying to go for Mind Gaze. But a meld from Druid. Silence onto Curtis is going to go for Disperse. Trying to see if he close the gap. Maybe land it here. Is going to land it here. For Curdy right now, he does not have a lot of defenses, but he does get himself a fat rift onto Druid. If we can get a couple of Devouring Plagues around the corner, that'd be great. That rift did grow a little. And it's going to do a bit of damage. But for Curdy, unless you don't really have a lot of mana, he's just in a weird spot right now. He still does have dots on a Druid. Eyes are available on the far side, so you could potentially mosey his way over to those. Or maybe just a Shadow Crash before Druid gets a reset. And Druid is just going for some pot shot damage there. A couple of Wraths that are bumped up with some other damage. That's actually not that bad. He's got himself trees available. Incarnation not up. He's just going for Starsurges from a distance. Curdy is going to go, but I think for a Fear onto Druid. He does go for a Silence. Rift is available. Just trying to see if he collapse everything on him. Heart of the Wild is active. Druid is just trying to go for survivability. Roar for a second. Fear onto Druid. The Rift does do damage. And Curdy trying to see if he can get himself more casts out, but he does get interrupted in Shadow. With the Dryad in play, Curdy does not have Disperse for 25 seconds. So he's in a rough spot right now. He can't really do a lot to heal himself. Unless he just stands still and Flash Heal spams him, I don't think he can do much. He can't CC for a little. He definitely needs something. Unless he just doesn't have mana, which maybe he doesn't. Oh, I was thinking for a second, maybe Druid is going to go cat form and just shred him a couple of times. Because that little shred, look like it actually did decent, like a nice bit of damage into whatever health bar Curdy had. But just so close to the disbursement, so close. Druid does end up taking it with Double Face, got to be up next. Look at that walk, man. It's so confident, so proud. I don't hate it, honestly. I really don't hate it. Look at this guy. Look at the backwards walk. It's got like a little pep in the step when they're running. It definitely doesn't look the same as the original Boomkin form, which was like... I guess it moved a little heavier. This one moves a little lighter. A little bouncier, in a way. Almost like Disney-like. You know what I mean? Trees for trees. As Druid and Double Face are just starting a rainforest together. What is this Starsurge damage? Double Face, I think it's just done. He's gonna have to go for Heart of the Wild. Yeah, he has to go for defenses. Try to go for to see if he can get a root onto Druid with a silence. Druid does not go for a cast in between. Try to see if he can hover or flap around the corner to maybe keep the pressure. Double Face is just under a ton of pressure. I don't know what he can really do. He's got himself Heart of the Wild still. He got trees. He's got himself a Dryad, but Druid just with Starsurge is taking him out, finishing him off. Wouldn't this Mershka the Rogue going to be the last one left? Question is, does he give Druid a chance here? An honorable match? Or does he just not let him? It more or less knows that the Druid is kind of heading in this direction. But Druid is just going to keep going around the corner. Yet F Paladin? Yo. I think Bayek did really, really good, honestly. I think Bayek played it really, really well. The Smirshka looks like might be either camping the eyes or maybe picking them up. For Druid, I think staying in stealth, it's actually not a bad idea. Because he's got cooldowns that he needs. Trinket and Barkskin is not going to be enough. Bear form, get attacked by the rogue immediately, is going to be Smirshka trying to see if he can help himself a go, but a root roar out for Druid. Blind to trade with the rogue. Druid does trinket it. Disarm before the rogue goes in for a kidney. The rogue does go in for a trinket. You do have Barkskin while in cat form. Needs to switch to the bear form immediately. Anything available right now. Can't really stop the rogue, and unfortunately, that is the plight of a boom kid. As soon as a rogue, a couple of sharp knives comes out, it's over. Unfortunately, it's over. Do I like your Mog? I do like it. I do like it. I said, I think last game I said I didn't really like the helm that much because I just don't really like the helm. But like, not that your Mog looks bad with the helm. I think you actually make the helm work with the rest of the set. I'm just not a fan of that helm. Looks okay, but I guess we're trying to go for like an ethereal look. But yeah, it looks good. Mog looks good. I'm just not a fan of the helm. But I've never been a fan of the helm. Wait, G-Pie onto the Smirshka with a meteor down? Wait, that's a lot of fire damage burst. The Smirshka, are you okay? Cloak Shot is available in case he needs to. Does go for advantage. Breath connects. Even more spikes flying through. Wait a second. The Smirshka cloak right now or no? I don't know if he was just trying to see if he can maybe put pressure onto Young and just like, you know what? I'm kind of okay. I'm not completely dead. And they just went, eh. Unfortunately. Yeah, the ethereal look. Yeah, it looks good. Like, that looked good. That duel was good too.